Peter Parker's real gift isn't wall crawling or web slinging. It's taking the hurt on himself so nobody else has to. When a flooded subway tunnel turns pitch black and terrified passengers freeze in place, Spider-Man steps in, ready to shoulder every scrape, shock, and unseen bite. Because for him, great power means choosing pain over panic, no matter what's waiting in the dark. An urgent broadcast flashes onto the screen of a television in the Feast Center. Aunt May's stomach churns with anxiety as she watches the chaos unfold at the scene of the Wall Street station.
And while there were no serious injuries on the forward cars of the train, the last car was lost in a tunnel collapse of as yet unknown origin, about midway between Brooklyn and Manhattan. As you can see behind me, workers are undertaking rescue efforts to check for survivors, but cannot push past the rubble. We are live at the scene.
Peter Parker had been on board that train when the earth started to rumble and the walls caved in. Amidst the chaos of screaming passengers, he slipped away into the darkness to change into his Spidey suit and save the passengers from being crushed in the train wreck. Now, he's trying to figure out how to rescue them from this ticking time bomb. J. Jonah Jameson Sr. is one of the passengers on this carriage, and he has a feeling that they may have been targeted. All of the passengers on this carriage are part of a jury that was traveling to Manhattan for a high-profile court case involving a mob boss by the name of Giacomo. Spider-Man leads the passengers out of the carriage, but before they can get very far, the roof of the tunnel gives in, and hundreds of gallons of water from the river above come pouring into the tunnel. The civilians panic and run, but Spidey acts quickly and mends the leak with his webbing, but it won't hold for long. While leading the passengers up a ladder, Spider-Man's senses warn him of a nearby threat. The shocker grabs hold of Spider-Man and sends hundreds of volts of electricity coursing through his body. Spider-Man fights back, landing a powerful kick to the shocker's jaw. They engage in a close-quarters conflict, but the ladder breaks and they both come plummeting to the ground. Spider-Man pins the shocker to the ground, but the shocker's electrical weapons surge out of control, causing a massive explosion. Spider-Man survives the blast and the shocker is now unconscious. Water is pouring more rapidly from the roof and flooding the tunnel at an alarming rate. Jameson Sr. does not think that their chances of survival are too high.
We're not going to walk away from this, are we?
I don't see how. That roof isn't gonna hold. The access shaft has collapsed, and the water's rising fast.
The tunnel's collapse was no accident, but rather an attempt by Giacomo to kill the jury before they ever made it to the trial. Giacomo hired the shocker to cause the collapse and make it look like an accident, but the shocker managed to get himself caught in the act, and now he's trapped along with the passengers. Spider-Man wakes the shocker from his concussion. He has no time to waste. He violently interrogates the shocker in the hope of finding a way out of the situation. The passengers are shocked by Spider-Man's aggression.
We are running out of air and we are running out of time. Is this where we're all going to die, you and us both? Answer me.
The shocker tells Spider-Man that there is a maintenance tunnel directly above them, but the entrance has been blocked by rubble. This was meant to be the shocker's escape route. Spider-Man comes up with the idea to use the shocker's vibro gauntlets to break through the wreckage and free up their escape route. Spider-Man warns the civilians to watch their heads.
Stand back, and above all, ignore my girlish scream of anguish, because this is going to hurt.
Spider-Man turns on the shocker's device and uses it as a jackhammer to break through to the escape route. The rubble breaks loose and Spider-Man gets crushed beneath the falling debris. The civilians work together to help remove the boulders, but they've lost valuable time. The water level has already risen to waist height. They have to move fast. Spider-Man asks Jameson Sr. to hold a flashlight while he carries him on his back. Spider-Man crawls up the wall to inspect the safety of the escape route. They get to the top and Spider-Man sees that the coast is clear. He uses his webs and some of the surrounding wreckage to build a makeshift lift so that he can hoist the civilians out of the flooding tunnel. Spidey lowers the lift and tells Jameson Sr. to shine the light on the civilians. Their safety is his top priority, and he needs them to remain calm. The civilians climb onto the dodgy lift and Spidey begins to pull them out of the water up towards the escape tunnel. The lift is holding together, but with every tug of his web, the pipe that Spider-Man is using for leverage takes more and more strain. Spider-Man is grimacing in the darkness. He is audibly in pain. Jameson Sr. offers him the light, but still Spider-Man sternly insists that he keep shining it on the civilians.
Don't leave them in darkness or they'll panic. Keep the light on them.
The Shocker is the first to climb off the lift. He remembers leaving a backup flashlight in the escape tunnel and grabs it. When the Shocker and Jameson turn their flashlights on Spider-Man, they're faced with a harrowing sight. Like something out of a horror movie, Spider-Man is covered in starving subway rats. He can do nothing but allow them to gnaw away at his flesh. He needs both hands to pull up the passengers. As soon as everyone has climbed to safety, Spidey activates the Shocker's vibro gauntlet and electrocutes himself, along with all the rats that were covering his body.
Shouldn't we be in Connecticut by now?
God, you talk a lot. Hey, good news, you see that ahead? Looks like a rescue team coming to meet us. There it is, Webhead. Salvation for the whole group. Wow, you are so close.
But something is very wrong.
Spider sense tingling. No, Shocker's gauntlet!
The Shocker presses a button on his suit that causes his gauntlet to self-destruct. Spider-Man is able to react fast enough to sling it off of his arm, but it explodes, bringing the ceiling of the escape tunnel down in front of them, trapping them once again. Only the Shocker manages to escape. Spider-Man spots a sewer gate on street level and helps the civilians climb to safety. Jameson Sr. has stayed at the back of the pack to help everyone climb out of the tunnel. The water around him is rising quickly. He's barely managing to stay above the surface. Spider-Man looks back to see Jameson Sr. slip beneath the water in utter exhaustion. Spider-Man plunges into the water and rescues him from drowning. Above ground, the news team and a large crowd have gathered around. Jonah Jameson Jr. is there too. The reporter from earlier tries to implicate Spider-Man in the catastrophe, and the police charge towards Spider-Man to detain him for questioning. Spider-Man flees the scene, but not without taunting the young Jameson, calling him Junior repeatedly. He may not have captured the Shocker yet, but all things considered, it was a lucky day. Thanks for watching.